Looks good, doesn't it? First, though, Utah continues celebrating a major step forward in its bid to bring the Winter Olympics right back home. In just 2 hours, state and city officials will light the Olympic cauldron, commemorating the IOC's decision to name Salt Lake City as the preferred host of the 2034 Games. Deanie Wimmer is at Rice-Eccles Stadium tonight following tonight's special celebration. Deanie, it's been a week of celebrations, hasn't it?
Oh, it has, Mike, and let me just point out the obvious. This is the picture of a city that's ready to host the Winter Olympics. We've got fresh snow, clean air, blue sky, and some sunshine. This is the way you want to cap off what's been an exciting week for Utah, for Salt Lake City, and for the entire team that's been working so hard to make another Olympic Games a reality. Now, I'm not the only one here celebrating all things Olympics. We've got Alex Cabrero and Lindsay Ahrens, who are also pumped up and getting ready to make the next step in the possibility of our state hosting another Olympic Games. Alex is on the 6th floor of the stadium over here where that team meeting is taking place. Alex, what's going on up there?
Hey, Deanie. Yep, today is the strategic board and the governing board with the Salt Lake City, Utah Committee for the Games. They are meeting today to basically sign off on the paperwork in response to what the International Olympic Committee said on Wednesday. Now, if you remember back on Wednesday, the IOC said that Salt Lake City was the preferred host for the 2034 Winter Olympics. That is great news, but that's kind of like the engagement. There's still some paperwork and a final I do before we get to the Olympics. That's kind of what's happening a little bit today. We have to sign off on the paperwork saying that we accept that that preferred host decision by the IOC. That's happening pretty much right now here at inside of Rice-Eccles Stadium. We also spoke with Catherine Rainey Norman. She's the chair of the committee. She says she's pretty sure that paperwork is going to get signed today.
I feel very confident. Everybody is so excited, and the outpouring from the community, from our board, has just been incredible. And so we are continuing this journey and looking forward to hopefully July in Paris with the IOC.
And that's when we will know for sure in July, just before opening ceremony of the Paris 2024 Summer Olympics. So again, that meeting is going on right now. Then the public meeting will happen here inside the varsity room at 4:30. And these 5 members right here at this table are expected to sign the paperwork. This is when we will tell the IOC for sure that, yes, we accept the preferred host city bid, and we go forward from there. And then the big celebration tonight, of course, we'll have coverage of all of it right here on KSL. Deanie, back to you.
Yeah, Alex, thank you. Yes, just another step in this fun process that brings us closer to the reality.
Yes.
Now, I'm here at the university with the torch. We know there are going to be Metals Plaza areas and venue hubs here in Salt Lake City, but there are also venues in other cities that are going to get some upgrades. Lindsay Ahrens is in Provo at the Peaks Ice Arena. We're going to talk to Lindsay a little bit later, but we'll go back to you, Mike. This, again, has been an exciting weekend. What a perfect environment and way that we wanted to end it.
And, Deanie, you make that beret look great.
Ha! You knew if we hung on to these long enough, we'd have a chance to bring them out, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Great stuff out there. We'll check back with you a little bit later, Deanie. Thank you. From Salt Lake to Paris, Summer Games kicking off.
You're watching KSL News at 4.
Welcome back. We continue our coverage this evening with a special celebration underway at Salt Lake's Olympic Cauldron. Let's check back in with Deanie at Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's a party up there, isn't it, Deanie?
Hey, it's sure shaping up to be one, and I'll show you, I'll give you a lay of the land. We're here, like you said, at the Cauldron Plaza, and I'm seeing a line of food trucks that have gotten set up, ready to go. I think that hot chocolate truck is going to be pretty popular. Then they're setting up seats and microphones and things for what is going to be a pep rally later on. The governor and the mayor have invited people to come on up and celebrate this next step in the process. So I'm here at one of the venue hubs in Salt Lake City. There are a couple of others, but then there are also venues outside of the city that between now and 2034 will get some upgrades. News specialist Lindsay Ahrens is in Provo at the Provo Peak Ice Arena. Lindsay, let's talk about some of the changes that are coming there.
Yeah, Deanie, well, first first of all, I don't have any food trucks here in Provo, so I'm super jealous of where you are right now. But here at the Provo Prix Ice Arena, there are some changes and upgrades coming to this building for 2023. And we've got some kids joining us here. There's hockey tournaments happening at this ice arena right now. So one of the big first upgrades that are going to happen is the seating. Right now, this venue seats about 7,500. They're going to upgrade that to about 10,000. And if you can look behind me right now, that white wall up there is actually a curtain. And so that's going to come down. Behind it is a indoor soccer stadium. That is going to be where bleachers are, and bleachers are going to wrap this entire ice facility. So it'll be 360-degree seating, but that will allow them to seat up to 10,000 people here, which is more than they can seat right now. The other big upgrade that is coming is to the locker rooms, Deanie. I went in the locker rooms, and let's hope they have, $10 or $12 million for air fresheners, because those locker rooms are a little bit in rough shape. But essentially, those locker rooms will get facelifts too. Putting in some updated technology. NHL players right now have some really fancy things in their locker rooms. So for the Olympians that are coming, the upgrades here at the Provo Ice Center, the Peaks Ice Center rather, will get some of those really fancy upgrades. And then also, as you can see behind me, all of the signage here also says 2002 on it. So that's going to need some upgrades as well. And then finally, the ice itself right now is actually Olympic size. And that's actually bigger than NHL players play on right now. And so the thought is that if the NHL players come and are part of the Olympic teams, they're actually going to want NHL size ice. So there are talks and discussions underway about whether we actually make this ice sheet a little bit smaller. But Deanie, those are some of the big upgrades. In total will cost about $10 to $12 million, I'm told, coming to this Provo Ice Arena.
Yeah, air fresheners aside, Lindsay, those upgrades are much less than building a whole new venue. And that is one of the strong points that Utah has had all along, is that these venues are in place. Thank you for that report. We've got a whole lot more Olympic celebration and news coming your way, including once this party gets started and the business gets done, here they will light the Olympic cauldron here on the plaza. For now, though, we will send it back to you, Mike.
Yeah,
exciting time, and we will we'll be back here coming up at in a few minutes with some of the athletes involved at tonight's meetings.
Yeah, can't wait to see that thing lit up again. Awesome stuff. All right, Deanie, great work out there. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's bring Kevin into the mix right now. Kevin, man, I'm just starting to get the story throughout the evening. Welcome to KSL News, live at 5. Olympic excitement has spread across Utah as Salt Lake City is preparing to officially accept the IOC's decision that we are the committee's preferred city to host the 2034 Winter Olympics. Now, of course, we know that announcement came officially on Wednesday, and that was a big deal. The city celebrating, the entire state celebrating. Well, now a lot of that celebration has bled into today, and we're going to join Deanie Wimmer right now. And Deanie, you are at the cauldron, and that's going to be lit here shortly, isn't it?
Shortly, when the party gets underway, we will see that cauldron light up and make everything official. But right now, we're still in procedure mode. The business that you referred to that's taking place tonight makes it official that, yes, Salt Lake wants to be that preferred host city. I want to show you the most visible cap off of this week, and that is, past the food trucks, the clear view of our city. This clean air, as we're celebrating the Olympics tonight, we can breathe in that crisp, clean air, and that is one of the best things that has ended this week with all the exciting Olympic news. Now, let's get back to that business. Alex Cabrero is on the 6th floor of the stadium here, where they are signing some of those official documents. Alex, tell us what's going on up there.
Right now, if you look at the video here, you can see Mayor Mendenhall, Governor Cox is there, Fraser Bullock, Catherine Rainey Norman. The woman right there on the end, that is Sarah Hirschland. She's the CEO and president of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. And this paperwork that they are signing right now, there it is. You see them clapping and celebrating? That's it. So what that paperwork means that they just signed is that Salt Lake City, Utah officially has accepted the International Olympic Committee's preferred host bid. That's what happened on Wednesday when we were told we were the preferred city for the 2034 Winter Olympics. Now there was some paperwork that was necessary to be done, and what they signed right there is that we do accept the IOC's bid to host the 2034 Winter Olympics. So this does not mean that we are getting the Olympics at this point. There is still a little bit to go there. There are a few deadlines to meet. We should know for sure in July that that's going to happen. But this is another step forward in order to try and get that bid officially announced for Salt Lake City. So this was part of the strategic board, the governing board here today. And yes, this was just one of the things that they were expecting. It was going to happen. And now that it's happened, the next step in a couple of months is for the IOC to come and visit. And we will go from there in order to officially get the 2034 Winter Olympics. Now, Fraser Bullock, he's the man right here. You see his back to us, the White Jacket USA. He said there is no other city bidding against us for 2034. So it is almost a done deal. It's just a matter of getting whoever. Let me see if I can get Fraser real quick. Hey, Fraser? Okay, we're live on KSL. Can I bring you over real quick?
Yeah, join me, Spence.
Spence, come on over. Spence, come on over. I'm going to use this microphone. But, Fraser, you just signed the paperwork. Since the first exploratory committee back in 2012 to this point, you're all smiles on this. Today was a big deal.
Today was a huge deal because we accepted the invitation to targeted dialogue. We're in it now. We're full speed ahead for an award in July of next year.
Just signing a piece of paper meant so much today.
It does. It's symbolic, but it's important because it's all this energy that has gone into it that has helped us accomplish this great objective. And one of the great people in the Olympic movement is my dear friend Spence Eccles, who's been with us every step of the way.
Spence, today was a big day for you too.
Oh, terrific day, and I've been looking forward to it. Now we got to get it going. We got just 10 years to go, and then I'll turn 100.
Yeah, he'll be 100 years young in 10 years.
For the next Olympics.
We've asked him if he can be the forerunner for the downhill. We'll see.
All right, but thank you both very much for your time. We'll see you at the celebration. There is a big celebration planned at the Torch here in about an hour. Of course, we'll have coverage here on KSL. But Deanie, Mike, let's send it back to you guys outside.
All right, Alex, we heard him. He said full speed ahead. That means the business upstairs is done. The party out here can start. They're setting up chairs and tables.
Right.
Now, this is, of course, one of the venues. This is the Olympic Cauldron venue, and there are others in the city. But some of the plans and things that still have to take place in the next 10 years would be just upgrades to different venues that are in other areas of our state. One of those is the Provo Peaks Ice Arena, and that's where news specialist Lindsay Ahrens is now to tell us and give us an idea of what sort of changes are on tap for that venue. Lindsay?
Yeah, Deanie, well, the first thing they're going to do is expand the capacity. Right now, the Peaks Ice Arena seats about 7,500. They're going to bump that up to 10,000. Now, if you look behind me, you can see that this ice sheet here is Olympic size, and the bleachers are only on one side of it. Well, essentially, they'll kick out that white wall, and they will make the bleachers go all the way around this facility so they can seat those 10,000 people. Now, the other big upgrade, the locker rooms. Right now, the locker rooms are home to Utah Valley University's hockey team, and you will see the size and the overall feel of those locker rooms, the atmosphere, get a facelift. These will include individualized lockers, warmer wood finishes, better lighting, new technology, and then obviously this ice arena will also need to change the years on this existing paint job to change the 2002 signage on the walls. Now, all of this doesn't come without a cost. City leaders tell me the upgrades will cost between $10 and $12 million, but they're seeing that as a win because this is not a complete rebuild.
In place to be able to make small adjustments, some type of design adjustments without complete rebuilds. It just has such a sustainable story to it that I really think it makes sense for the Olympics to really look at this in the future.
Now, across the Wasatch Front, there will be other venues outside of Salt Lake. Think of them like clusters of Olympic venues. So there's the Ogden cluster, the Mountain cluster, and then, of course, where you are, Deanie, all the big-time venues and medal plazas in downtown. This Provo Ice Arena, the Peaks Ice Arena, is the only standalone venue. It's the only one in Utah County. And city leaders really want to stress here that this Provo community, this Utah County community, will really benefit for a lifetime from these upgrades. So we'll show you more, take you inside those locker rooms and show you more of the upgrades that are coming here, coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, live at 5, I'm Lindsay Ahrens.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. And as you heard, those kind of adjustments are the things that we can do over time. But tonight, the real business that was done here, that signing of the paperwork, puts the ball in motion for now to make these things official. These are big milestones. I want to show you just the setup here that's going on tonight. They're putting on the chairs and setting up for the celebration to move outside, the news to move outside. We've got food trucks, and the public is invited to come and take part in this celebration for this latest milestone. I'll send it back to you, Mike.
It's all exciting stuff. I love it. Deanie, thank you so much. Great coverage out there. Let's bring Kevin into the mix here. Kevin, it's starting to look Olympic outside, isn't it, with these storms pushing?
By virtually every account, the 2002 Winter Olympics were the best Olympics in history.
It was magical.
Salt Lake and Utah in general did a tremendous job hosting the games.
The legacy that's been left behind that is still real in this community is palpable.
This community found the fire within.
All Utah had every reason to be proud.
The global impact for us is huge.
We really do try to celebrate our Olympic heritage, and you can tell when you come in here that this is someplace special.
Every single day we strive here to keep that legacy going.
We communicated something to the entire world, which is when our community came together to host the world, we do it right.
We are a community that has Olympics in our DNA.
We are the Olympics.
Good evening. We are live here from the Cauldron Plaza at Rice-Eccles Stadium. I'm Deanie Wimmer here with Alex Cabrero, and we are celebrating Utah's Olympic legacy and this week's invitation from the IOC to take part and enter the final phase of bringing the games back to Salt Lake City.
Right, and I know we're getting the celebration here right now at the Cauldron Plaza at Rice-Eccles Stadium. You know, there are city leaders here, county leaders, state leaders, as well as those involved in getting the bid for Salt Lake City. Governor Cox is heading to the podium now to start the celebration. Let's go out to him.
Rice-Eccles Stadium, the home of the Olympic Cauldron and the future home of the 2034 Winter Olympic Games. Congratulations. What a beautiful night it is to celebrate with so many friends. The storm is moving in, the inversion is moving out, and the snow is falling on the mountains. We're expecting 3 feet of snow over the weekend on the mountains. Deer Valley open today. It's an incredible day for winter sports here in the state of Utah. This has been a project that has been ongoing for many, many years. I especially want to recognize Governor Gary Herbert, who started this project over a decade ago. Governor Herbert, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your vision in helping to make this happen. We are joined today by so many amazing athletes and prominent Utahns who have worked so hard to bring all of this together. You're going to be hearing from some of them later. I want to thank members of the legislature who are here as well, President Adams and Speaker Schultz, who have joined us. Thank you so much for your leadership and your support. Now, here's the thing. You heard, hopefully some of you got to watch the IOC as they were talking about making Salt Lake City, Utah a preferred host and moving on to the next step, which is as close to the final step as we can get. We just need to dot some I's and cross some T's, and then it will truly be official. But what they talked about was very impactful. The reason that this is coming to the state of Utah, one of the reasons that they mentioned is that we had so much government support. So we have mayors and city council members and legislators and a governor and a president of the United States who were all unified in wanting to make this happen. I do have to tell you that in our presentations, Mayor Mendenhall was spectacular, and she deserves a ton of credit for making that happen. So that was all very important. To me, the best thing that they said when they talked about why the Olympics is coming back to Utah, the support of you. The support of Utahns. Over 80% wanted the games to come back. We can't find 80% of people that agree on anything today, but we know here in Utah, we are an Olympic state. It's in our blood, it's in our DNA, it's who we are, and we are united in welcoming the world to Salt Lake City in 2034. Now, the third reason that they mentioned that I was so excited about, it's the athlete experience. We are home because of wonderful decisions and investments that were made. We've kept all of our facilities open. We've kept them running for the people of the state of Utah and for athletes to train here. People from all over the world come to train here. People who are born here are training here and becoming Olympic athletes, and we love our Olympic athletes. Thank you to our athletes who are here with us tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for your enthusiasm. Thank you for what you are doing to put Utah on the map. The world needs us more than ever before. There's so much division and hate in the world. The Olympic Games, the Olympic spirit is about unifying. It's about bringing people together. It's what we do best in Utah, and we can't wait to unify the world right here in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034. Now, there is one person who is probably more responsible for this than anyone else. He's a legend in Olympic circles. He helped make 2002 possible here in the state of Utah, and through his vision and his leadership, he helped to make this the easiest decision that the International Olympic Committee has ever made. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Olympic legend Fraser Bullock.
So just a little anecdote about our governor. When we presented to the International Olympic Committee Future Host Commission a year ago, our governor was so effusive in his enthusiasm. I think it was the IOC member from Afghanistan or somewhere said, "Governor, I really like you. I would vote for you." And then we have our wonderful mayor, Erin Mendenhall, who on the day of her election joined us to present a vision for our communities and what's possible. Now, how does all this come together? It's teamwork. And there are 4 teams that I want to talk about. Number 1 is the bid team. And so I would like all of our bid team members to stand up who have helped. Obviously, we have Kat, who's going to talk to us in a moment, Mike Huerta, everybody, Colin, Tom, Darren, Justin, Molly, Steve Starks. This group performs magic. The amount of work that they get done is absolutely incredible. But Team 2 is our strategic support team. They're behind us every step of the way. They give us, it's the wind at our backs, and it starts with the governor and the mayor. Just knowing that we have their support changes everything. And then we have the legislature. We have the Utah Sports Commission, Jeff Robbins, Colin Hilton, the Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation, people like Steve Price, who's helping us negotiate key deals at key moments in time. It's this massive support team that is behind us and helps us every step of the way. The third team that we have is Team Utah. And that is all of you. That is our communities, because the ability to bid on and host an Olympic Games starts with public support. Everything flows from there. Political support, business support, sponsorships, everything flows from that. So thank you to Team Utah. And then finally, the 4th team is the team around the world. The IOC, the International Paralympic Committee, the International Sport Federations, they all come together to be able to enable hosting a games where we can see the great performances of these exceptional athletes and the things that they do to inspire us. And I would just like to read in closing, these are the comments that I shared at the end of our presentation to the IOC Future Host Commission. And normally I don't like to read things, but in this case I will. Our message is that we're ready. Everything is in place to deliver exceptional games together. While I can still visualize the wonderful imagery from 2002 and the magic those games created, I have another dream. I hope to be able to work with our magnificent team, our communities, and our wonderful partners at the IOC and USOPC to impact the world for good. Our dream is that we can bring unity, hope, and inspiration to a world in need of them. The Games is a platform unlike any other in the world. We only have an agenda of doing the right thing, doing good, and being a wonderful partner. We roll differently in Utah. Some call it the Utah way. We are kind, collaborative, and welcoming. If we learned anything in 2002, it is that hosting the Games is a privilege. It's one that will resonate for years in our community. And if we do it right, it can also bring joy and solidarity around the world. That's what Utah can do in 2034. So I'd like to introduce our fantastic mayor. She's our secret weapon in anything we do. She's just a wonderful, wonderful partner every step of the way. And every time I see her, I get a smile on my face because I know how great she is and how great a member of this team she is. Erin Mendenhall.
How are you feeling? You got that fire within? Because it's been burning, even though that torch has not been lit in a little while. I can feel it out here tonight. I want you to think back, because we're talking about 10 years, about 10 years from now, that we're going to host the world again. But I want you to think back 10 years to 2013 and where you were, how big or little your kids were, or maybe they didn't even exist yet. Some of you weren't even born yet. Think about where you were living and what your day-to-day life was like. Think about the aspirations that you had in 2013. And now bring yourself here, and I want you to cast your vision 10 years ahead. Because even though tonight we're celebrating a major milestone, we're this close to assuring ourselves of a 2034 welcoming of the Paralympic and Olympic Games and the world turning their spotlight back here. But tonight, what we're really celebrating is an invitation to every Utahn. It's an invitation to involve yourself and invest your family and your own life in this fulfillment that we will reach in 10 years. When the governor and Fraser talks about doing it together, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about building necessarily new infrastructure at all. The IOC said we can do this with zero capital dollars. Utah is ready. What we're going to be building is community. We're going to be building our own identity as Salt Lakers, as Utahns, even deeper into loving each other, celebrating each other, so that when the world gets here, they know they're a part. They feel like they've come home in a way just by landing here in Salt Lake City and feeling this welcoming spirit. We're good at this. We're good at this. And the facilities that we have and the programs that we have, you're going to hear from athletes who are training in them every day right now. They are open to you. And these opportunities are real and they're affordable. And we want you to see yourself involved in this. So we're going to build community over the next 10 years. We're going to build and promote the identity who we already know. We know who we are as Salt Lakers and as Utahns. We've been through a lot in the last 4 years. And our character has shown with everything we've been through that we are strong, we're tenacious, we're caring, we're innovative, we're loving, and we'd like to have a good time in the snow. So let's keep building in the next 10 years, and I want you to see yourself in 2034. This torch that we're going to light tonight, this beautiful cauldron, is a symbol of what is going to drive us through these next 10 years and make Utah even stronger. I'm so proud to be with you and grateful to have this opportunity to work with all of you. Let's get that fire lit.
Thank you, Mayor Mendenhall. Isn't she great? I'd like to introduce Sarah Hirschland, who is CEO of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, and just an amazing individual, incredibly brilliant, talented, insightful, and she's been an absolute dream partner to work with over the last 5 years, Sarah, right? Okay, Sarah, please.
Hey, Sarah.
So I'm going to start with two things. Number one, congratulations, Salt Lake, and congratulations, Utah. thing I'm going to say is thanks to Mother Nature, because she reminded us today why winter sport should be here. And we're excited about that. I hope that I get out of town before the 3 feet of snow falls, because I do have to get home, but I'm super excited for all of you, because that sounds like a ton of fun. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you tonight, and we have another thing that we're going to celebrate with all of you over the next 10 years, and that's this thing we call sport. We have an incredible opportunity in front of us starting next summer, as we'll take Team USA to Paris for the Olympic and Paralympic Summer Games, which I know all of you will be watching intently. And then we're going to go to Italy in 2026. And then it sounds like we might go to France in 2030. And then we're going to go to Australia. And then we're going to come back to Utah. So we've got a journey here. 10 years of sport. And I need all of you to help us over those next 10 years, not just celebrate this community and what Utah represents, but to appreciate and respect that what this is also part of what's great about sport and why we love sport. The traits, the health benefits, the characteristics that it develops in us as young people, the communities that it helps create as we bond together, the inspiration that it drives as we watch elite athletes achieve things even they don't believe they can achieve. It is an incredible thing. We have the great benefit of working in sport every single day, and I invite you over the next 10 years to be my partner in reminding this country and everybody around the world why we love sport. Let's go do this, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sarah. She's awesome. And then I have the privilege of introducing our chair, Kat Rainey Norman, 4-time Olympian. And as great as that is, the best thing about her is she's an unbelievably great human being. And as we think about people who we want out in the international community, mingling and representing Utah, Kat exhibits exactly what we want to see from Utah. So, Kat?
Oh my goodness, what a night for Utah. What a night for Salt Lake City. This is absolutely incredible. I was sharing with some colleagues the other day that what happened on Wednesday, we're changing lives. The atmosphere and the energy has completely changed. And this is an opportunity for us to use this to help our state, to help our community, and to help our athletes thrive. We have so many athletes here with us tonight. We have Barbara Lockhart from 1960. We have Sheila Young-Akowitz from 1976, Eric Heiden, Bill Schuffenhauer, Emily Cook, Luke Bodensteiner, Stephanie Victor, Monty Meyer, so many. So I'm going to ask all of you to give a giant applause, and I'm hoping for a little USA out of this. All right? Let's do it. Love it. There's nothing better than hearing that in a stadium, let me tell you. Nothing more than that. Our athletes have continued to support the next generation. They give back to our community. They give back to the dreams and the hopefuls of tomorrow. And so tonight, we're going to honor our heroes, and we're going to help uplift our hopefuls. And so I'm so excited to share that we have Olympic and Paralympic medalists from 2002 and every Games since. And we also have our hopefuls for 2026, 2030, and 2034. So let's give them all a giant round of applause and introduce them all to come up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome some of Utah's finest Olympic and Paralympic medalists from the 2002 Games. A speed skating athlete who came to Salt Lake City and won gold in the 1500, silver in the 5000. Please welcome Derek Pyra. Another athlete who moved here to Salt Lake City to pursue her dreams. In 2002, she won mogul silver and backed it up in 2010 with a bronze. Please welcome Shannon Barkey Hoppy. Olympics in 2002, and one of the stars won silver in the slalom, has 4 career Paralympic medals, including a 98 gold. Please welcome Monty Meyer. A great athlete who moved here to train with the National Ability Center in Park City and went on to a star-studded career. 5 career Paralympic medals, including gold in 2010 and 2006. She won bronze in the downhill in Salt Lake City. Please welcome Stephanie Victor. One of the most accomplished Paralympic athletes of all time. He won 11 career winter para medals, including 5 gold. He won 1 in the summer, and in 2002, he took 3 medals in downhill, slalom, and giant slalom. Please welcome Chris Waddell. In Torino in 2006, winning a bronze in the 5,000-meter relay and short track speed skating, please welcome Olympic medalist Alex Izakowski. Another memorable moment from 2006 in the bobsled, winning the silver in the 2-women bob, please welcome Val Fleming. And what an amazing Olympics Team USA had in Vancouver in 2010. A 5-time Olympian who won gold in Nordic combined in the large hill event, silver in the relay. Please welcome Billy DeMong, Olympic champion. Picking up 2 medals in 2010 and another in 2014. He won bronze in the 1,500 meters and in the 5,000-meter relay. Please welcome short track speed skating medalist J.R. Selski. And another short track speed skating medalist, winning bronze in 2010 in the 5,000 meter. Please welcome Travis Janer. Moving on to Sochi in 2014, a 3-time Olympian who won silver in the debut of slopestyle skiing. Please welcome Olympic medalist Devin Logan. An athlete who moved from Indiana to Salt Lake City to pursue his dream. He won bronze in slopestyle in 2014, silver in 2018 and 22, and he wants to win gold in 26. Please welcome Nick Gepper. Moving on now to 2018 in Pyeongchang, winning bronze in the half-pipe skiing event. Please welcome Olympic medalist Britta Sigourney. What a performance in Beijing in 2022 by the aerials team that trains at the Utah Olympic Park. Please welcome Olympic champion in the team aerials event, Ashley Caldwell. And winning bronze in aerials, please welcome Megan Nick. And now, moving on to our future stars. Many of these athletes, or I should say some of these athletes, may be competing in 26 in Milan Cortina. And we're going to fast forward now to 2030, which plans to be in France. She is just 16 years old now. She is a part of the Olympic Oval's figure skating program. Please welcome future star Charlotte Nava. From the Park City Figure Skating Club, she began figure skating at the age of 2. She was adopted by a single mom who has been instrumental in helping her pursue her dream. 16 years old now, please welcome figure skater Kate Presgrove. And an up-and-coming biathlete out of the Team Soldier Hollow program. 17 years old, from a biathlon family. She competed in the Youth World Championships in Kazakhstan. Please welcome Emily Caldwell. Emily Campbell. And moving now to athletes we might see right here in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034. A 12-year-old snowboarder from the Park City Ski and Snowboard program. Please welcome London Zarkos. Also from the Park City Ski and Snowboard program, a young racer who's been competing since the age of 6. She's 11 now, a U12 racer with Park City Ski and Snowboard. Please welcome alpine skier Sydney Irvin. One of the great members of the awesome Salt Lake figure skating group. She is just 9 years old. How about a big welcome for figure skater Annabelle Atkinson. And next up, another freestyle skier. She's 11 years old now. She skis with Wasatch Freestyle, and she's got a mom who knows how to win. How about a big welcome to mogul skier Zoe B. Happy. And finally, our last athlete, who again is keeping it in the family. His father won Olympic gold in Nordic combined, and he's looking to do the same. How about a big welcome for Liam DeMong? Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for all of these medalists, past, present, and future. These are the stars that we have here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hey, Tom, is it time to light the cauldron? Let's go. Takes a little bit to get going.
We're going to do a countdown. Join with me now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
those special memories.
You know, I got chills. We've just, they had kind of a pep rally of sorts to show how we are in the final phase of bringing the games back. And we saw the athletes of the past and the future. It's just the lighting the fire within, literally what they've done here tonight. So we have so much more on our Olympic legacy coming up. When we come back, we now know already where our venues are. So now you know where you can go to see some of the fun events. Sam Farnsworth is going to break all that down for us. And then you can also find out where you can see big mountain events without having to go drive into the mountains.
And what stands between now and officially getting that announcement for the 2034 games? We'll get into that as well coming up in some of today's games.
All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Cauldron Plaza as we celebrate our Olympic legacy. And Deanie, we look forward to hosting all of this again.
We do. The torch is lit, the fire's lit, and with the announcement that we are the preferred host with no competition, we just have a few things left before the IOC, just a little, before the IOC officially gives us the games.
We are ready, willing, and able.
We've been ready and willing for more than a decade.
Ready, willing, and able.
And now the countdown clock is ticking to check off all the last items.
They have now to do their homework. The work is not finished now.
Maybe not finished, but almost. In fact, most of the items left to check, Utah's committee has already done.
Guess what? We're ready. We can push the send button tomorrow.
A final plan must be submitted to the IOC by February. By March, we'll have to prove we have the funding and contracts in place to secure hotel rooms, venues, and more.
They have brought all the guarantees needed already at this point in time, so it is extremely strong.
In April, we can expect the IOC to come see everything for themselves. And after internal presentations and discussions in May and June, the full International Olympic Committee will meet right before the Paris Games in July to take one final vote to approve our bid.
They love Utah. They love our people. They love the fact that we have these beautiful mountains, these venues all close together, but the support of the public, the support of our political leaders, which is unanimous, and that we have all the pieces in place. They love Utah, and coming back to Utah in 2034, it's perfect for us.
No one has the Olympic perspective. Former anchor and KSL reporter Shelley Osterloh, you have covered 7 Olympic Games, and I've heard you talk about what Utah and Salt Lake do different. I want to say better, but we'll just say different than other cities.
Every games are unique. Every one of them, it's been a privilege to go to so many and to see so many different cultures, but Utah did a lot of things right. First of all, people don't understand what a unique footprint we have. So many different facilities so close, and the from Snow Basin for downhill, up to Park City.
4 hours.
Yes, oh yes, we do 4 hours in a snowstorm up a steep canyon to get to see it downhill in some of the other cities. So that being so close, plus it's freeways instead of terrible 2-lane roads, and also close to an international airport. So the footprint is very unique and it's very welcoming. And the other thing, oh, Deanie, you know this, it's got to be the people. I mean, this was the most welcoming, so many people showed out to volunteer and to be part of the games, and it was really beautiful. And I don't know if many people know this, but Utah has a very high number of people who are bilingual.
Okay.
And nothing could be more welcoming to someone who speaks only Japanese to say, I speak Japanese.
And had it on their name tag.
Yes, and had it on their name tag.
Yes.
So that was another one of the things. And the other is that some of the games are a bit elitist. You know, you have to have a ticket, you have to have credentials to go anywhere or do anything. But here, you could go down and see the awards plaza. You could see an Olympian get a gold medal, even though you didn't get a chance or couldn't afford to go see the competition themselves, and go to the plaza and see what it's like to sit in a luge.
And we'll do that again.
And we'll do that again.
Shelley, thank you so much
wonderful
for sharing your perspectives.
So excited they're coming again.
And aren't you glad we hung on to our roots berets?
Yeah,
they were the best legacy of the games. Now, so Shelley talked about it. We have the venues, and the secret weapon that we've had all along is those volunteers, excited and ready volunteers.
That's right. I think there were 26,000 volunteers during the 2002 Olympics, and there was absolutely no doubt for 34. We're going to see that many again, if not a ton more.
And when I left KSL, I passed my torch to Alex, and I'll pass the mic to him now.
Shelley was awesome. Shelley, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Shelley.
So no one can talk better about volunteers than Fraser Bullock, the man in charge tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. What a wonderful night. This is a little piece of what we see what the future is going to be like. Everybody together, celebrating together, inspired by the athletes, and then we get the cauldron lit. What a perfect evening.
Yeah.
And Fraser, we were just talking about volunteers, 26,000 back in 2002. I've been chatting with you for years, too. Volunteers makes the Olympics work, doesn't it?
It really does, because we welcome the world, we welcome the athletes, but then the interaction that they have is with the volunteers. And so when they see welcoming, and even if they're in a security line and something like that, and they're having fun and they're celebrating and feel that warmth from Utahns, it makes all the difference.
We have just a few seconds. Give us an idea. What jobs are you going to need?
Well, we had an ad in the paper that said, hard work, long hours, no pay, better hurry. So that is...
And they did.
They did. So there are lots of jobs out there, and we'll need that great team again in 2034.
I think you won't be disappointed.
Right. And Fraser, real quick, people who want to volunteer watching this, when can they start maybe hearing about that?
Well, we'll be developing that after we get a Games Award. We'll have a website up, and people can start signing up, because we want everybody to be involved, not only at the Games, but in the run-up to the Games. Events like this, sporting events where they can feel that unity in the build-up to the Games.
All right.
Thanks, Fraser.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have more coming up on this exciting night. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It has started snowing here,
Right
but that
on
flame,
cue, right?
It is still burning bright, hopefully lighting that fire within all of you.
We'll leave you tonight with one last look at that beautiful cauldron. See you at 10.
KSL News at 10 starts now.
Thanks to Mother Nature, because she reminded us today why winter sport should be here.
That's right. The snow is part of two big stories we're following tonight. A perfect
warnings out there.
Salt Lake's Olympic and Paralympic torch was lit tonight at Rice-Eccles Stadium. It was part of a celebration accepting the International Olympic Committee's invitation to us being the preferred city for the 2034 Winter Olympics.
News specialist Alex Cabrera was there for that party, and you were as well. He joins us live, though. Alex, tonight we are just one step closer to officially getting that bid, aren't we?
That's right, Mike. At this point, it's pretty much a done deal that we're getting the 2034 Winter Olympic Games. All that's left is to do some paperwork, sign some contracts, and go over some legal stuff before it's official. Even though it's not official just yet, the committee decided to have a little party here at Cauldron Plaza at Rice-Eccles Stadium tonight. Now, this party is in response to us being the IOC's preferred city. That's what happened on Wednesday, and we are the only city or country in the world going for 2034. One of the most fun moments tonight was seeing many of our Olympians on stage, as well as Olympic hopefuls for 30 and 34. Young kids in skiing, snowboarding, and figure skating. There's a chance one of these Utah athletes will compete in Salt Lake's 2034 Games, which is part of our Olympic legacy.
Our athletes have continued to support the next generation. They give back to our community. They give back to the dreams and the hopefuls of tomorrow.
Today was also a milestone in signing some of that paperwork to officially get 2034. Our committee, Governor Cox, Mayor Mendenhall, and the CEO of the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee signed the papers officially accepting the IOC's invitation to be the preferred city for 2034. In fact, the USOPC says there isn't a better city out there to do this than Salt Lake City.
Anywhere else in our country, the access, the diversity of venues, the engagement of little kids all the way up to the most elite athletes in the world, it is the perfect recipe to do this.
It certainly was a good night to light the torch here at Cauldron Plaza and feel that fire within, which was kind of Salt Lake's 2002 motto. Now, the final decision is expected to happen this July, right before opening ceremony for the Paris Olympics. Mike and Dini, in fact, we're hearing there's a chance it could happen on Pioneer Day, which would be a pretty big deal for Utah. Back to you.
Wouldn't that be a great way to celebrate our state's birthday?
It would.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. You know, the games will stretch.
Appreciate it, Sam.
We can't wait to unify the world right here in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034.
Reigniting Utah's Olympic legacy, the major milestone that had the Olympic cauldron burning bright tonight, and what still needs to happen to bring the games back to Salt Lake.
Utah is ready.
3, 2, 1.
Reigniting the Olympic fire within.
Our dream is that we can bring unity, hope, and inspiration to a world in need of them.
As Utah reaches another major milestone in bringing the games back to the Beehive State.
We can't wait to unify the world right here in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2034.
Utah's Olympic legacy burning bright this evening in Salt Lake City. The Olympic cauldron, as you saw right there, fired up just hours ago in celebration.
Utah's taking another step forward in our effort to bring the Olympic Games back to Salt Lake City. Utah's officially in targeted dialogue with the International Olympic Committee. This after the IOC named Salt Lake as the preferred host of the 2034 Winter Games. Utah's incredible existing Olympic venues played a major role in pushing our bid this far. We've done what no other host city has done before, and here's our chance to do it again.
We're good at this. We're good at this. And the facilities that we have and the programs that we have, they are open to you. And these opportunities are real and they're affordable, and we want you to see yourself involved in this.
The Olympic venues will need to be maintained and probably upgraded over the next 10 years, but those costs will be minor compared to what it could take to build everything brand new.
The venues will spread across the Wasatch front and back, bringing Olympic athletes and fans from around the world.